since the start of the series, I've expressed that I've enjoyed Guardian of the Witch. I I think that I don't think people are giving it enough of a chance, and it's going to be really unfortunate if it gets axed, just because like I think it's a pretty good amount of potential. I like the world building. I like the characters. I enjoy the structure, how things have been going on so far. But I don't know. I guess other people haven't. It's unfortunate. I'm really hoping that maybe with Promise Neverland and Kimetsu no Yaiba ending, like a pretty almost a, like not the same time, but I think like 2 or 3 weeks apart. Losing two big series, maybe they'll give it a little bit more time. I don't know. As far as I've seen, like it's not doing too well, but I want to finish it out strong, if not. And I'm hoping that that's doesn't discourage the mangaka from doing more in the future. Because like I said, I've enjoyed this. I think it's pretty interesting. I like the art style, like the characters. The only part of actually that I haven't enjoyed, I'd say, is I like the art style, but some of the panels look a little bit weird. That some of them don't look as like dynamic. But I think that's something that the author would kind of just like learn and pick up in time. Because as far as I know, this was their first serialized series. So I mean, I've seen tons of mangaka like over the years, like when they do stuff in terms of like a long going series, they usually get way better along the way. I mean, you can just pick any big mangaka, check out them at the start, and then look at them now and be like, yeah, they've come a long way. So whatever. Either way, we've had chapter started out as we left off. We had Claude versus Fafnir, and the unfortunate thing about them is, like, we had the previous one, like, was Jen and Ruli, and they were against them, and they were able to kind of just mess them enough to get away and sort of defeat them, but not, I wouldn't say in terms of, they beat them in the general kind of, like, combat style, because, Manaspa kind of just, like, lost control. She went kind of crazy, and they did a lot of risky stuff instead of, like, actual, like, control over their power, over, over Manaspa's magic. And we already know that how dangerous that was and whatnot. She can't do that anymore. Well, she can, but obviously she's not gonna, because the plot and character development stuff. She physically could do it. She's not gonna. But then we had the Fafnir just kind of slowly losing. Like, he's not doing that well against this guy. One thing clearly Cloud has on him is he's got way more experience fighting, like, buffed by his witch than Fafnir has. Like, clearly that's not even close to they're not even close in that regard. Like, Claude is way more experienced, and the rector of Valley shows up. I can't say I care about this guy at all as a character, and like we only like got him like last chapter. Actually, I think like 2 chapters ago. I mean, these guys are obviously going to be played as like jerks. Unless they like had like a larger role, like maybe one of these rectors like used to be a guardian, is way more powerful now. I could see something like that. But other than that, like the dude's just he's just a fodder douchebag. And if anything bad happens to him, like, who cares? We don't care about this character. This guy's a complete d-bag. I mean, if one of them ends up being something like a former guardian and they're like way more powerful, then sure. But other than that, like they're just gonna be a-holes that we need to see get beaten up. So other than that, though, he's just like, listen, you need to do your job, do whatever, you need your job as the guardian, Claude. And Claude clearly, like, he's a little bit torn up by this, because that he has some, he's got his own emotions against this. Like, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to Spica. He knows of what's to come if she, like, uses her power too much, and what's going to happen if he kind of, like, refuses to work and do stuff. Like, she could be in danger. But while there, the guy's, like, pretty much just like, oh, also, what we need to do, because, what's her name? Spica just kind of, like, lose control. Her evil seed starts to flare up too much, and the guy's like, listen, we've decided that your witch is too far gone. We want you to kill her, and you can take this other witch after you defeat this guy in combat. You can take her. Then you don't need this other one. You're fine. And we were essentially like given finally like what exactly like his story, because we were hinted that he used to be very different. He used to be like more of a fun kind of guy. He didn't really care for following the rules. He was more of just like a chill, like, let's just have a good time kind of dude. And the whole kind of like reveal was that he got in a bad spot, and while out in the woods and doing stuff, they got attacked by an evil, and it was because of Spica that he was able to survive. She was really wounded, and the only thing that could save her was the evil seed that, you know, she became a witch. So she had to undergo this very low chance of survival in order to get this power to even live in the first place. And since then, like, obviously she now has the whole problem of being a witch and eventually becoming evil, and her lifespan being much shortened, and in much more of a dangerous spot in order to, you know, just exist in general. She's not doing the greatest, obviously. Like, if she's got this like seed in her that is very dangerous and eventually is going to turn her into some big monster, I think this guy's just like, I should probably take things more seriously and you know, not fuck up as much, because he very much blames himself, and he's like, I gotta follow the rules from now on. I gotta, you know, I can't just screw around all the time, or, you know, if something like this happened because of me, then I'm not gonna let anything else like this happen in the future. So it's very understandable why this guy is trying so hard to pretty much just do whatever he can to kind of just stay within the rules and not fuck up anymore. But he's very torn when he's told to kill her. Like, he's trying to figure out, like, whether or not he needs to do it, because we know that he's only like this for her, but at the same time he's trying to do his job, and he's trying to, you know, to do what he's supposed to, so bad stuff doesn't happen again. So yeah, but obviously killing the person that he, like, everything is all really based around is in such a weird spot. But he knows that's part of the job. He's aware that he was going to have to do that eventually. So, I don't know. I think it's a really complicated situation that is being played really well in the story right now, and I do like that. I like that it's clear that the dude, he knew that this day was going to have to come at some point, and now he's just trying to fight within himself of whether or not he needs to go through with it. And luckily, you have Fafnir just kind of step in, and he's trying to just prevent the guy from doing it. He's holding onto his sword, cutting into his own hand in order to hopes to stop him. Listen, he's like, I can't see myself losing here. I'm going to free both of you. And so he just needs to defeat him in the hopes that eventually they can find the cure for, you know, the evil seed, and maybe at some point, like, save some of the lives of these witches and stuff. The thing that I will say about this series is, in the hopes that if it doesn't get axed and it continues, is how exactly they're going to, what's the author's plan for, like, the scale of the story? Like, are they going to find the cure for the evil seed, and then what? Like, I mean, there's obviously stuff that can come in the future, but I'd be very interested to see what exactly it is, like, in the future that they have planned. So, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it. I think it was pretty cut between the two things. Like I said, it was mostly the stuff happening in the past with the Claude that was larger scale, like about this chapter, larger scale about, like, what's happening to the story and where exactly it's all going, and the events in this one that clearly are pushing forward to hopefully more allied Guardians once they get things better rolling. But other than that, though, comment below. Tell me your thoughts about this chapter, and tell me your thoughts about this series in general. I don't know. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people reading it. I've been enjoying it so far. I'm hoping that maybe Japan gives it a little bit more of a chance, and it can kind of pick up and, you know, get more of a run. And we're at, like, 14 chapters now, 15 chapters or something. So I don't know. Maybe it's not meant to be, but I'll keep my fingers crossed. Anyway, other than that, don't comment below. Thumbs up the video from the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everybody who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.